to Talk Flirty Podcast, the podcast where life is reflected through intimate conversation with me, your host, Nikki F. Wett. Welcome back to another episode of Talk Flirty Podcast. Today is Sunday, November 25th, 2018. And I have a special guest today.
Special?
Yeah, very special. Like VSOP.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Vicious King, or King Vicious. So it's King Vicious through Instagram, Vicious King through my YouTube. You dig? It's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What's going on?
Now so our conversation already kind of started. So we might have to backtrack a little bit. But I think you have some interesting topics that you're going to bring for the show. Okay. So I'm kind of excited because you kind of have to educate me a little bit on some of the things that we're going to talk about. Okay. But for the most part, we could probably just start off by recapping how your week went.
My week was pretty good. I can't really complain, I had a couple, missteps that happened, but, I can't really complain. I don't know. What do we really,
My week, actually, you know what? Like, my work week was pretty boring. It was just, it was a holiday.
Yeah, it was a short week. Mm-hmm. I know that.
So I got to have Thanksgiving off, but I did go back to work on Friday. So that's why I didn't celebrate in California back home. But I did get to spend time with family. Which was a surprise.
Family is always important.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Because I was thinking I was here by myself this whole time. And my cousin is literally right down the street, like not even 20 minutes away. Well, you can't get anywhere in Vegas outside of, it's 18 minutes minimum.
Yeah, with this traffic and these projects going on, most definitely.
It's 18 minutes minimum. So he's not far. And then...
But let me tell you about my Thanksgiving. Okay, I do have this... We call her a family friend. However, I just say that she's a friend that the family has adopted. So she's an older woman, and she's just such like a weird, goofy type of woman.
She's your auntie.
She's not my auntie. She's a white woman that believes she's black. I promise you. If you ask her, you go up to her, she looks like freaking Betty Crocker. So she's the whitest looking woman. Yet, if you tell her that she's white, she will look at you like you're crazy. You're crazy.
So she really actually argues that?
She argues that. She really will. She says that her dad is Creole, first of all. And I showed you her picture.
Mm-hmm. She's not Creole.
I'm just gonna let you know.
She's not Creole. No. But
so yes. So that's the type of idiocracy that we're dealing with. I mean, she's also a very big Bible thumper. She really makes her Christianity, and she actually was a minister at one point And then she says she backslided from the church. She backslided out, but she won't explain how she backslided, but she backslided in some way or some fashion. But she
do her testimony.
Constantly talks about Jesus Christ. So, so she came over, and on the bus, of course, like she normally comes over during the holidays. She came over, and she was really getting on my nerves.
Well, you know that she's going to be there, so I mean, she can't really. How?
Of course, she's going to be there. Of course, she's going to be there because no man would ever lock her down to make her be somewhere else besides my parents' house. Because this is my mom's friend. Even my dad does not want to be there when she's there.
You don't know if she's going to find
my
her
dad
true
will
love or not.
Literally take an extra shift at work just to miss this dinner so he can just come back and not have to deal with her.
Well, you don't know if she's going to find herself a husband or not.
That lady, it will never be married. I can bet my life savings, my house, and all of my cash in my wallet right now.
That's kind of unfortunate. If your dad is not, like, he would rather skip
This is the third year in a row.
Like, we've had some people like that in my family. We have white women who, they've never considered themselves to be black, but their mannerisms and things like that, they are of the culture.
Yeah. But mannerisms is one thing. When you say you're black, that's very different. That's very unusual. I'm sorry. It's just not something I would normally, typically for a white woman that looks this white. If you could show a picture of this woman, your viewers could be able to, or your listeners would be able to turn to viewers and they would see this woman is, you would not disassociate her from anybody that's white. I apologize, but she doesn't.
What's her name? Rachel Dolezal?
No.
She actually, in some of her pictures, she did look black.
Yeah.
But
exactly, because she at least took the time out to do black hairstyles and to do black, things with her skin. She made sure she was a little bit tanner. Exactly. This woman is the whitest person next to a fucking Eskimo. Like, she's very white.
Well,
This is Sarah Palin's younger sister.
Mental disorders are real.
Or maybe older sister.
And many communities have to focus on bringing light to some of the issues with around mental health.
She got that skin complexity thing that black girl from Dr. Phil has.
Oh,
she thinks she's white and shit like that.
That was crazy.
She has that same complexion for the collection.
But her story was made up. Like, they just wanted to try and get clout. They thought they was going to be the next Cash Me Outside girl.
Could be, but...
it never would have been because they're black.
It
never would have been because they're not going to blow up like that.
That's very true. That's very true.
But people do... I don't think I'm a person that... I don't do anything for recognition or for money. But some people do crazy things. Like, there's no limit to what a person will do.
That's true.
Especially when it involves like money or a certain stature, like fame.
So what the hell is Sister Renee doing this for?
Sister Renee is fucking crazy. That's what Sister Renee is. That
shows you right there. She is nuttier than squirrel shit. I'm telling you.
Sister Renee is a part of your family.
I literally went and sat in my car. And my mom had to go drop off one of her clients. I literally went and sat in my car just so I did not have to interact with that lady because she is batshit crazy.
Did you drop her off at home?
I did not. I refused.
Who took her home at the end of the night?
My mom took her home because she invited her. That's her home. I would never have invited her. I have taken her home before in previous years, and she has talked my ear off about bullshit, and she will not stop being the center of attention constantly.
She's like the guy who went to, what is it, that Centelese?
Yes.
So
yes, John something. yes, he went to the Centelese Island trying to convert them people, and India made that place restricted for a reason. They told people, do not go out there, do not try to convert them, do not travel out there, because they will put them hands on you, or they'll just stick a damn arrow in your ass.
I've heard about this tribe or this area maybe like 2 years ago. I don't remember what happened, but they were in the news at that time. I think I was just going through like Facebook comments, and they were talking about places that haven't been like that are still like cut off from the world. And so that's how I found out about them. And then this person who decided that he was going to paddle his canoe and his Bible.
yes. And before he actually got killed by them, he had wrote in his journal that I went over there trying to give them gifts and trying to give them a goddamn football. You see how, I'm sorry to bring this up on your podcast, but white supremacy is something serious. I apologize, but it is what it is. I mean, this crazy person tried to bring Christianity to a group of people that's less than 100 people, and they literally, every time that you come over there, they shoot arrows at your ass. And then you didn't take that notification, or you didn't take what they had showed you by their actions as the truth. So the last time that he went there, they said that he actually brought the Bible, and an arrow went through the Bible the last time that he went there, and he turned away and he paddled the hell up out of there. And he said, you know what? I forgive them.
So he's I didn't know it was multiple attempts.
Multiple attempts. For what reason? Why? I don't understand why. For what reason? Because God is compelling you.
That's just something made up. Like I don't understand how a person would even after all of the warnings, like what you're doing is illegal. And I've been following like ABC News, and they post about it constantly. And the wordplay is kind of slick as far as like, he was just going to introduce them to Christianity. It was, he was led, or he was, it was God or somebody who was
compelling him to make this journey. And just to kind of piggyback off of that, so with the damn pilgrims, okay, that came over to America, and they had obviously convinced the Native Americans that they were good people. I mean, hey, they had, they could teach you about the teachings of Jesus Christ. I mean, they want to convert you. I mean, and then, hey, they got these blankets for you too. And yeah, they got blankets, and then you 6 days later, you find out the damn blankets is full of smallpox. And then you just like, damn, well, I mean, where did we get a damn outbreak of smallpox? Oh, it just happened to be when the white man came down here and started giving us shit. That's very interesting. I'm not going to say it's a coincidence, but it's very interesting.
And a lot of the comments go back and forth between... people siding with the tribe, like, let them be. They've already had their they ain't bothering nobody
off.
Yeah. Like, this person had no right to even
correct. That's no government. It's not a government land. It's an area where they have obviously let these people live and be and leave them alone. So why are you trying to change that?
Exactly. So you have people who are on that side, and then you have people who are like, oh, they're savage. They're savages. They're murderous savages. And completely discredit the fact that the person was operating outside of like legal sanctions and even different other forewarnings. I just feel like if it's hard to have people who are like blind to like the obvious things. Like this person did not have the right to intrude on that tribe. Mm-hmm. And this was the results.
Yes. Yes.
This was the results. So. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yes.
How does that tie to like our current border issues
with the caravan?
Yes.
It's that I would say that's a completely different situation.
Not the same?
No, not the same. Because those people
didn't they just get like the okay to use like deadly force?
Technically, yeah.
Technically?
Yeah. But you got to understand, with white supremacy, they always have the authority to use deadly force, okay? Mm-hmm. They're not going to get in trouble for using deadly force, regardless however they do it, okay? So, just because the leader of the white supremacy, the leader of the country or the world or whatever you want to call it, is saying, that's what they can do. They were already planning to do that, regardless of if he said it or not.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so speaking of caravan, the whole Treyway caravan has found themselves behind the wall. Behind the wall that Trump should have built. But
oh my God.
Go ahead and educate me about what's going on with Tekashi and his
shenanigans.
His gang banging.
Well, Tekashi has been indicted and sent to prison and been picked up by the feds due to him representing, I'm not going to say that he's from the 9 Trey gangsters or he's from this blood set of older men that was basically finessing him, for him being in this this music industry. So, he was making money and he was being finessed by older gang members that was allowing him to be able to say he's from this gang, say that he's a blood for street cred, so that he can throw up blood and say Treyway. And, if you know about Treyway, like, there was a book that was released in 2013 that is called Treyway. Mm-hmm. It's called Treyway.
Okay.
And,
no, I didn't know that.
It was written by one of the OGs from Brooklyn, from Treyway, and he kind of details in the book, who's the OGs and kind of the things that they were doing. So for him to just come on the Breakfast Club not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, and come out and say, I made up Treyway and I'm the one that pushed Treyway. If I didn't say Treyway, there wouldn't be no Treyway. How?
Oh.
How? It can never be something that is published in 2013 and then you say, I made it up. How can you make up something that's already been there before you?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, that's why I said it's some fuck shit going on with this.
I wonder what would compel him to say that.
Because he was trying to, now that it's getting ready to get into Fed time and you know you're about to go, whoever is involved with this group, gang, whatever, they are going to be doing Fed time. Mm-hmm. So because they got caught up with racketeering and a bunch of violent crimes and shit like that. So he's now trying to disassociate himself and say that, you know, hey, I'm not a part of this racketeering part. I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about the guns. I don't know anything about
drugs. Racketeering is kind of like the blanket.
Yeah, it's like a criminal blanket for, you know, organized crime, mob people, anybody in gangs, anybody that promotes.
So just being in association, he's
correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly why he got brought into the same thing that the actual gangsters that they got caught up with. That's why. Because he obviously was banging the gang. It's literally on a song in a video, and when him and Nicki Minaj is playing patty cakes and shit, like it says underneath them, Treyway. Mm-hmm. So don't get to talking about I'm not a part of this. I'm not. That's like me going and I'm over here talking about the BMF. I'm just with the Back Mafia family. And I'm just talking about it. I'm making songs about it. I'm saying it. I'm throwing it up. Every video, you got people from it associating myself with it. And then when the shit hits the fan, then you get to say, well, you know, technically I was like a representative. I'm like a brand ambassador, like what Kitty is to Black Ink. You dig?
A customer service representative.
I'm a brand ambassador. I make sure the brand gets to be put on a extra level, on a new level or something.
Do you think that, because he had charges for that child molestation, but they just gave him probation.
Yes.
Do you think they just gave him probation because they knew this was coming?
I don't think that one has to deal with the other, but I think that where he is sent to do his time, that will definitely, be a big factor on where he does his time. Because if he gets, as with the prison system is a little bit different than the legal system and just how street justice is kind of dealt out. Mm-hmm. In prison, when you get caught up with any kind of sexual misconduct, sexual, child molestation, or anything involving children, you are now a target. You're going to be someone that can be hurt or harmed, and people that's in the jail are going to just throw their hands up and they're going to give you the Kanye shrug. I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with that. He got his ass whooped, and that's what happened, and that's how it's going to be. And if he gets killed, then it will be the same way. They don't care about sexual predators. I'm sorry, it's not my rules. It's rules of prison.
He's gonna be protected. Like, he's gonna be in a facility that's not going to. He's too famous.
Yeah, he's going to have to be sent to a prison that allows those type of, predators, child molestation people, not security, but police officers, that's like dirty cops. That's the kind of prison that they're going to be sent to. Mm-hmm. He's going to be sent to a prison like that. He's not going to go into general population, into Rikers or nothing crazy like that, because that man will be harmed. They would put real hands on him. That's
like from the prison talk, like, because he's representing he's acting a certain way on the street.
Correct.
So if he goes into jail and he's in general population, mm-hmm. then he's going to have to uphold that reputation that he has on the street.
Correct. Yes. Very true. Because you don't get to just run around on the street and say you blood and say you crib and you say you all these gang affiliated type of people. In prison, they take that shit seriously. They're not talking like it's just, oh, he's blood and, you know, this is the gang he's with. And no, you have to stick with those people, because anybody that knows that you're not with those people, or you're faking or you're fronting, then they're going to make sure that you're going to get your gangster tested. And yeah, you're just going to have to deal with that. You're just going to have to take part in the whole gangster culture.
So speaking of, no, I don't even have nothing to transition to, but I don't have nothing. Dwight Howard.
What about Dwight Howard?
Well, I was reading that. I read it earlier today, and he was supposed to have been in a relationship with a transgender.
Wait, I don't know.
They said they was boyfriend and girlfriend.
I don't know how. Okay. Boyfriend and girlfriend, how? Like long distance relationship?
Like
he,
whatever their definition, whatever.
Like he smashed once and he was like, you know what, this is so good, I want to be down with you.
No, he kept saying my boyfriend Dwight Howard in that post that I was reading.
What?
Yeah. And then they wanted him to sign a non-disclosure. He wouldn't sign a non-disclosure. His pastor had got into it and was trying to catfish like he was Dwight Howard and get him to say and do certain things.
That's weird.
A lot of people already figured that Dwight Howard was gay. I didn't like him because his shoulders was like too
too wide.
Yes, I understand.
He got an extra large shoulder problem.
His shoulders look like that Kanye West video. What is it called?
What,
Black Slave or whatever. What is it called?
I thought you meant the new song, I like a quick fuck.
No, not that one.
When they both had the damn, looked like some Minecraft shoulders and shit. Like these big ass. Which one are you talking about?
I think it's called Black Slave, or you know, the one that he was that was the only song that came out on that album that I really liked.
Yeah.
But it was like a black and white video, and he had those crazy characters, like they looked like they didn't have no face or anything on it.
Well, I haven't had BET in a while, or watched any music videos, so I probably wouldn't be the best one to ask about that.
Damn it, I can't figure it out. But anyways, that's why I don't like Dwight Howard. And I think his baby mama was from Love and Hip Hop.
Royce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she was on Basketball Wives.
Basketball Wives? Okay.
Yeah, Royce used to be with the business back in the day. But Kevin Durant, he came on there. He got that extra large shoulder problem too. He came on to an interview with this long ass, big ass hoodie on, sitting up there looking like a damn extra large hanger. That motherfucker arms and shit was all longer than his sleeves was longer than his arms. It was like, you know, it's odd to see such a tall, lanky man to have a shirt that's like overbearing him.
It's called Black Skinhead. I found it.
Okay. I gotta check out that video. I don't even know if I remember seeing that video.
I think the album name was Yeezus.
Yeah, I like that song though. That song is popular.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll probably go ahead and end the show at this point. Make sure you follow, subscribe to
Vicious_King on Instagram and King Vicious on YouTube.
Yes. And always Official you can check out Talk Party Podcast here on Spreaker, as well as a host of other platforms. So if you are iTunes, if you are on Android, there's always Google Play, there's Spreaker, Apple Podcasts. You can follow Talk 40 Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The handle is Talk 40 Podcast. Talk 40 is one word. Second word is podcast. And if you have any questions or any feedback you want to submit about the show, send us an email. The email is talk40podcast@gmail.com. Until next time.